y'all, today's look's going to be a party going out kind of look, and as you can see it is very dramatic with the Swarovski crystals, and I know I'm probably not pronouncing that right, but it's okay, you know what I'm saying. So it's just twinkling with these crystals, and I put them right in the inner of the eyes in each eye, and as soon as you look at somebody and the lights are hitting you, those crystals just start twinkling and really bring some great attention to your eyes. And then as far as the makeup goes, it really makes your eyes pop. As you can see, we went dark on the inner and outer corners, really defined the crease, put a lot of glitter, and as far as the under eye goes, we added some white just to make the eyes pop a lot and make them look a lot bigger than they are. You might want to just stick to the black if you do have bigger eyes and you want to not bring them out as much. And then, or you can stick with like an aqua color or like a bright purple eyeliner. That will also look great. I will be using a lot of products. Just remember that you can always use dupes to the colors that I'm using or the products that I'm using, only because some of them are a little pricey. There's quite a few products that I will be using today. Just remember that you can use the drugstore products. Just have a good primer. And the rest of the drugstore products will work amazingly, I promise. So stick around if you want to learn how to achieve this look, and I hope that you guys enjoy it. Let's get started. I'm going to start off by using my Little Rock eyeshadow primer, which is actually one that I've been using actually quite often, which is weird because I've always been using the Urban Decay and the MAC ones. So I'm just going to be applying a thin layer of this. It goes on really smooth. I really like it. It does have a similar consistency as the Urban Decay Primer Potion, so I really don't see a difference. The eyeshadows do stick a little bit better in my opinion, but I mean it might work differently on other skin types because some of us may be more oily than others, so I guess it just depends on your liking. Then I'm going to apply a little bit right under the eye as well because we will be placing some eyeshadows there, as you can see. Using MAC's Wolf liner, this is like a gray shimmery kind of tone. I'm going to be lining the area where I will be placing the black eyeshadow just to get a better and easier rough estimate of where it's going to be placed. So I'm going to start off right on the outer corner and then going a little bit past the crease, placing this dark gray liner and lining it all the way into the inner 1/3. Shading it out. We want to make sure that we go past the crease only because, especially if you don't have much of a lid like me, it's not really a lot of space in my opinion. So you definitely want to go higher up. If you have more of a lid space, then you can just place it right on the crease, which would be fine, but this will create more of a bigger lid. So I'm going to go ahead and place it right past it, as you can see that? Just so that it really pops when I place my eyeshadows on. Taking my Naked palette by Urban Decay, and I will be using these two tones with this palette. Actually 3. This one for the crease, this one for under the eye, and then this one for my highlight. So I will be taking the black color right now with a smudger brush, which is the most precise to use right now. So that's what I'm going to use just to place the black. Try not going below the crease just so that it's really nicely intensified. Continue comparing it to your other eye and then adjust accordingly. You can add some more little by little just so that you don't get carried away with the black. And as you can see, using that liner as my guide, it created a really nice shimmer to the eye, as you can see. So it's really sparkly, really kind of like a grayish silver tone at the same time. I will be taking the black eyeshadow, which is Creep by Urban Decay, and then now I'm gonna go and blend in this black, and I'm just gonna be really careful and take my time because I don't want to get any of that below the crease. So I am just blending this out, kind of heading towards the brow bone area, but I'm being really light-handed just because I want everything to stay nice and blended. And then we're going to be adding another color right here, so I don't want it to be too dark. Then I will be taking my blender brush, I'll take this one, and I will be taking my Urban Decay eyeshadow in Sting, which is like a really bright pink color. It almost looks red. I don't know if you can see that on camera, but it almost looks red, but it is pink. And I'll be just taking a little bit of that, placing it right on my brow bone, ever so slightly, very little, very light-handed, and then just so it's there. It doesn't even have to be like kaboom unless you want it to be. Then I will be taking a large eyeshadow brush, and it's just chunky one. And then I will be taking Virgin from the Naked palette and then using it as my highlight just to blend this out. You will lose some color along the way, as I've said. You know what? I don't even say that anymore. I used to really like say every little thing on my older videos, and I think I should. That way you guys could actually get every single detail of what I'm saying, because some of those small details mean a lot. So I think I'm going to start doing all of that again, since I don't have a limit on my video, just that they might be a little bit longer, but you'll get a lot of good pointers. So I'm going to take my blender brush again and then add a little bit more black right there, because I always lose some when I do the blending. Alright. So I'm going to go ahead and take a flat shader brush. You can take your MAC 239. Mine's dirty right now, so I'm not even going to go there. And I will be taking my Chanel Illusion d'Ombre. And this is kind of like an eyeshadow, eyeliner setting kind of thing. I don't know if I'm making any sense, but it'll set really well like eyeliner. But it's like an eyeshadow. You can use it as many things. I'm going to place this right on my lid, using one side of the brush, right on here. You see how sparkly that is? It's gorgeous. And once it dries, I mean it dries. It doesn't go anywhere. So I'm going to go ahead and just work really fast because I don't want it to dry on me. Then I'm going to be taking my NARS. Ooh. What is it? Oh, hello. I would read it if it wasn't the other way around. Duh, Jen. Strata by NARS, which is a really nice golden purple color. Beautiful color. Using the other end of the brush, I'm going to go ahead and just pat, pat, pat right on top of that Chanel. And there we go. Oh, I was just on time before it dried out. I'm going to be adding a little bit of my MAC mixing medium. I'm going to be applying my Makeup Forever glitter. This one reflects purple. Blend it on your fingertips. And then place it right on the center of the lid here. And then quickly grab my glitter and place it right on that center right there. So next, I'm going to be using my MAC 208. Using the black eyeshadow from the Naked palette, I'm going to be lining the upper lash line. And I'm going to be taking my beautiful Marc Jacobs mirror heart so I can get a better, closer look. So I'm using this shadow instead of a liner first because I want it to be a softer look rather than such a harsh eyeliner look. But if you like that harsh look, then go for it. You know, because sometimes I do too. And then creating my line right under my eye. I'm going to be taking my liquid eyeliner, but I'm going to go ahead and just take the tip of it and then take my brush and then take a little bit of the liquid liner from the tip, because otherwise, since this gets all over, the liquid gets all over this thing, it'll just go ahead, the handle, whatever you want to call it, the brush, whatever, it'll just get it all over your lashes and you don't want that. So now I'm going to go ahead and just line it with my liner. I'm going to be taking my white eyeliner. So I'm going to go ahead and place that right on my waterline. Line this part right here in between the two liners. Taking an angled brush, I'm going to be taking just a basic white eyeshadow and then setting this liner just so that it doesn't smudge after a little while. And I'm going to be taking my smudger brush. I'll be taking my gray eyeshadow, the one that we were using from Urban Decay Naked palette. It's Gunmetal. Applying it right under the black liner and blending this out. Taking my Heavy Metal eyeliner from Urban Decay, and this one's purple. And I'm going to be applying a little bit of this right on my lid. Just a little bit. Taking my hard candy glitter liner and applying some right on my lower lash line here by the black liner, and then just blend it out. Alright, so then I'm going to be taking my large eyeshadow brush, and I'm going to be taking a pearlized white eyeshadow, and I'm going to be taking my MAC Crystal Avalanche, which is just a really nice shimmery white eyeshadow. It has almost like a pearlized finish, and I'm going to be applying a little bit of that right on the inner 1/3 of my eye, just like that, just so that it kind of gives it that really nice sparkle when the light hits my eyes. Alright, so I think we are finished with the look, but first we will be applying 2 sets of eyelashes for that perfect dramatic look. And I got my MAC number 2s and number 3s. Now I already trimmed them because they were a little too long for my eyes. So they're already trimmed. I'm going to apply them on, and then I will see you guys back with the final look. Alright, so I'm back. I've already applied my false eyelashes and all that good stuff, the mascara, I guess you could say. A little more blushed because it just went away after a while. I don't know why. But that was pretty much all I did. And as you can see, I did, like I said, I did overlap the lashes just to create a more dense look, which just brings them out really nicely. Makes more dramatic look, especially for nighttime. You want them to really pop, make your eyes look a lot bigger than they are. So that was pretty much it. This is the final look. As you can see, I also added some crystals right on the inner part of my eyes just to make them twinkle when somebody's staring at you and the lights start hitting your face. I love this look. I hope that y'all did too. Let me know what y'all think down below on the comments, and I would love to hear what y'all have to say. I will talk to y'all very soon. More tutorials coming up, and definitely some hair tutorials as well. Y'all take care. Be safe. Bye.